What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and we're back covering more Pokemon Legends ZA leaks and news and rumors. And we actually have a massive leak. Of course, take it with a grain of salt, but we may have just seen our very first image of Mega Starmie. We also got leaks about the story and other information and more. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel and joining PanFam by hitting that join channel member button below. So diving right into it, like I said, these are some major leaks, so you are warned. We have Mega Starmie. So Mega Starmie has leaked, and this image originally appeared on 4chan. Mega Starmie with a nice blue tint filter over it. And honestly, this is probably the safest Pokemon to leak if you've been paying attention to the leaks in general. We know that the Mega Starmie was nothing impressive at all. If you miss what the description of what Mega Starmie was supposed to be, it's literally water and psychic, and its legs have become much longer, so it runs around, and that's it. That's literally it. So this isn't like a crazy leak. If it is real, of course, grain of salt. But Centro says they confirm that this is real. And what gives me some extra credit for this, that I think it's going to be real, is Ball Guy also retweeted the then the post of this, because Ball Guy is the one has been leaking most of this information, and he also confirms that this image of Mega Starmie is real. Now, there's not too much to talk about on the image itself. It just looks like Mega Starmie is a bigger Starmie. We can actually sort of see that the legs are a lot longer than the actual other parts of the starfish here. But there's not much to talk about because, like I said, there wasn't too much of a difference between regular Starmie and Mega Starmie in the first place, which, you know, for me, this is essentially the dam breaking. We are going to be seeing a lot more leaks, but supposedly this is our very first gameplay mega leak. And if it's leaking this early, I do wonder when we're going to get our next trailer. For those who don't know where this information could be coming from, this is coming from an August 2024 build of the game, where pretty much the game was already done at that point. They were just polishing the game up for the release later on. And the game was actually supposed to release in the holiday of last year, but they internally delayed it. So the game, essentially, whoever is leaking it has a near finished build of the game. So I assume we're going to see the other megas leaking at some point in the future. Now let's talk about some other leaks. So Ball Guy confirmed in their Discord the dex is around 230 Pokemon, which pretty much goes with my assumption of what the dex was going to be. When you compare the dex of this game to Pokemon Legends Arceus, it's essentially going to be a dex that has all of the Gen 6 Pokemon, just like Arceus had all the Gen 4 Pokemon, and then it just fills it out with the new Megas. In this case, will be new Megas. The previous game was new forms. And then, you just put in some fan favorite Pokemon in general. And Arceus, I believe, was around 242 for the dex. This dex is about around 230, maybe give or take, probably maybe a little bit more since the version they are looking at, since it was August 2024. But 230 Pokemon. So this is not going to be a big Pokemon game. Think about it like Legends Arceus size. This is not going to be like a Gen 9 size type of game. So consider that when you're playing this game. Now, some other leaks. Diancie is in the game, which makes a lot of sense. Diancie has a Mega and has, it's a really cool Pokemon, unique typing. So Diancie is in the game. Lucario is the first Mega you get in the game. So there is a story moment where you get your Mega Bracelet, and Lucario is going to be the first Mega Stone that you get. So all the Lucario fans out there, there you go. You get your Lucario immediately. We don't know how we get the other Mega Stones at the moment, but Lucario is the first one. And we got some Zygarde spoilers. You do not have access to the cube until post-game. Now, some more story spoilers and character spoilers. Once again, these are spoilers. Zygarde fights the player from time to time before teaming up. So we will be battling probably the dog form of Zygarde, maybe even 50% form of Zygarde. And then I'm sure because of plot elements, we'll team up to work together. Zygarde gives you a Pebble, which is later revealed to be the Mega Stone. So I guess that is Zygarde's Mega Stone that we'll probably be using in the post-game. And now, Pokemon Legends ZA was actually supposed to have DLC planned for June 2025. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, that this game was supposed to release holiday 2024, which makes sense that they would have a DLC about halfway through of this year, because we don't have Gen 10 until holiday 2026, most likely. Now, the DLC was scrapped. We don't know if the DLC was going to be free or paid content. And we also don't know if that scrapped content is now just being put into the current game right now. It honestly might be because they did delay the game by a whole year. Wouldn't really make sense to make DLC. They're probably including that DLC as part of the actual game now, or as free content updates after the game is released as post-game support, which would be really cool. They sort of did that with Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now some massive leaks. We know that Lysandra is back in the game. We don't know if he's the main villain, but he is back. He is using a Mega Gyarados. There is no returning gym leaders in this game, so don't expect anyone from the X and Y gym leader cast. Our rivals are related to AZ, which is probably very interesting. Maybe the pink in their hair is sort of related to the Floette in some way, shape, or form. Zero Sick isn't evil anymore, and he has a new design. You don't remember who this guy is? He was one of the Team Flare scientists, essentially one of the bosses you would fight in Pokemon X and Y. We don't know if the other scientists are back in the game, but he is back. Apparently, he's a good guy, and he might be giving us a Mega Stone in the game for Mega Malamar. So we'll just have to wait and see. And speaking about our former friend from Pokemon X and Y, he's back, as I mentioned, with his Mega Gyarados. However, he lost an eye, and he definitely looks older and weathered and tethered. I don't know how he survived a nuke going off, but he did. And we'll just have to wait and see why he survived and what's going on with him. But pretty much, it's very core relevant to the story of Zygarde and the new company that is taking over, Quasar, taking over the city. But there we have it, guys. Mega Starmie is here. It is real. We'll just have to wait and see more. And of course, I'll cover anything else that we see. Don't forget, guys, to leave a like and subscribe. Become a member to support the channel. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.